Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastian Envy, strong style cinephile, reigning, defending AIWF America's heavyweight champion, you know the deal. So I'd done a video on the fact that Superman and Lois was saved. Is going to get a season 4, albeit a truncated, shortened season 4 that will only contain 10 episodes. First season had 15 for the second, 13 for the third, now 10 for this fourth and final season. Now, the fate of the show was a bit up in the air as they were choosing between Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois. Like, seriously, they were really weighing that. But they decided to save Superman and Lois, though it comes with some caveats. So let's kick about that for a few minutes. Now, as I said, the decision was between Gotham Knights and Superman and Lois. Now, Nexstar has come in, bought the CW. They're totally shifting their programming. They've gutted all the scripted programming outside of Walker, I think, and All American. Cut all the other shows, like Kung Fu, which is a favorite show of mine. But thankfully, Kung Fu ended its third season, basically wrapping everything up. Didn't leave anything hanging. Everybody had like a definitive sort of stopping point to their story. So I think they made out very, very well, all things considered. Could I have done for a fourth season of Kung Fu? Sure. But am I good with the third season? Yes, I am. They're shifting kind of what they're doing. They're apparently leaning heavily on a crowdfunded series that follows the life of Jesus and people around him and stuff. Apparently it's like 3 seasons in of a total of like 6 or 7 seasons. But that's where they're going with the network. Outside of, like I said, All American, Walker, and then they decided to save Superman and Lois. Now, Gotham Knights is infinitely cheaper than Superman and Lois, and apparently it found some rewatch numbers on the HBO Max or Max now, and then Superman and Lois. I mean, they both were getting not the best ratings, but okay ratings for the CW, considering what the CW pulls in. And apparently, Superman and Lois ratings for rewatches and stuff started to go up as the news and fears of cancellation started to circulate. People were like, hey, let's watch it, let's stream it, let's share it, let's save the show. But Gotham Knights was just garbage. It was stupid from the word go. It was yet another series that didn't have Batman in it for stupid reasons, had the son of Batman trying to solve his murder, and you didn't need some made-up character, Turner Hayes, not even pulling like Dick or Tim or Jason or Damian to be like his son in it. No, we're gonna pull Turner Hayes. And look, I'm all for what-if stories, Elseworld stories, and stuff like that if they're done right. This Gotham Knights was just trash, plain and simple. It was trash from the announced concept of it, for the early promotional photos, the poster that they did for the show, the trailer, and then from the first episode. Yeah, it was garbage. Sucks for people losing jobs and paying gigs and stuff like that. Hopefully they can land on their feet and go on to something much better than Gotham Knights, but it was trash. I'm sorry, it was trash. Like I said, some caveats though with Superman and Lois, because they're getting a truncated 10-episode season, but we're also losing like so much of the cast. They're gutting like 7 main cast members. The gentleman playing Lex Luthor, he has been upped to a series regular, but we're losing both the Irons, losing all the Cushings, we're losing Beppo. I'm not sorry to see Sarah go. I'm glad that Jordan finally stood up to her and her toxic ass, which she's been toxic from jump. So I'm not sorry to see her go in the slightest bit. But Lana is the mayor of Smallville, so I'd seen on one of the message boards I go to, somebody was speculating that maybe they'll move the series to Metropolis. That way you can just get away from all those people. But then it's like, well, who were they going to feature in the show? Because one of the things about Superman and Lois was it was good, gave you good drama, gave you good, authentic feeling family drama with the characters, with the Cushings, what they were going through, with the Irons, what they were going through, and with the Kents and what they're dealing with and going through. With the boys, with Lois' cancer, and stuff like that. It gave us lots of these problems that Superman couldn't punch. I liked the show because while some episodes were light on action, which some people complained about, hey, you know, more power to you. You like what you like. I liked that Superman kind of felt like it. I mean, there was action when he showed up, but it was like it meant more when he did. It was kind of like the Netflix show, the Netflix Voltron show. Now we got like lines in action in every episode, but the big guy, when they pulled, together to form Voltron, that didn't happen as much as it did in the old school series. In the old school series, it was the defining moment of every single episode. You were just basically counting down the time until it came together, formed the big guy, blazing sword, cut through the row beast. With the Netflix show, to me, it just made it seem like more of an event when it happened, and you appreciated it more. So the same thing for me, anyway, translated to Superman and Lois. So are we going to get more Superman? I mean, it's a cost-cutting measure. We understand that, for them to gut the cast the way that they did. So I don't know what the salaries are and what those kind of breakdowns on series regulars and how much they get paid versus the budget and stuff like that versus some like one-offs. I guess we're going to get a bunch of one-offs or just people who are going to be new to the series, so they're kind of coming in at the bottom floor, so they're not going to be able to command as much in the way of salary as the 7 people that we're gutting who have been on there for over the course of multiple seasons. Is that a thing? I don't know. Or could some of these cast members be brought back in a guest starring capacity or like a recurring? They're not series regulars. They're guest stars or they're recurring roles or any sort of that like different sort of classification, which could affect how much they're paid. This is all budget stuff, so maybe that could be a way to kind of get around cutting the budget. And maybe certain cast members, if they want to, if they have the ability to, based on schedules, and maybe they move on to other shows, will they come back in that regard and thus get paid less money, and we can still have the character and still have the budget cuts? Could that be a thing? I'm kind of wondering what the show is going to look like, and I mean, are they going to finish? Are they going to stick the landing on the finish? Because they know, going into it, they have 10 episodes. So hopefully, crossing fingers, they don't give us a bunch of filler like The Flash did. Flash had like, what was it, 13 episodes and gave us like 4 or 5 episodes of filler and other episodes that were just crap. It just sputtered to the finish, if that. Hopefully, Superman and Lois can soar to the finish. But I'm kind of wondering what it's going to look like and how different it'll be from what we've seen thus far. Particularly with, I guess they're going to just go into more traditional. Lex Luthor's up to shenanigans. Superman's trying to stop him. What baddies are we going to see with a truncated budget, with a trim budget? Are we going to get some cool, enemies that Superman can fight, do battle against on a budget, on a strict, on a tighter budget? I don't know, remains to be seen how it all plays out. But yeah, Superman and Lois is back for a 4th season, 4th and final season, 10 episodes, but they gutted 7 members of the cast. What's it going to look like? I don't know. I guess we'll all find out together when it drops. But those are some of my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think? Let me know in the comments below. Follow me on social media. Talk to me there. Talk to me here. Until next time, let us geek.